Hey, welcome to 800 Billion. I'm Rick, and I'm glad you're here. And I want to talk to you today about living in the end and losing it and worrying about it. Not losing it and not worrying about it, losing it, worrying about it. And you can have doubt or assume that you can have no doubt. Just, you can assume doubt or you can assume perfection. Assume doubt or assume perfection in your practice. And it's not always going to be perfect, but probably at the right time. You're definitely at the right time and right where you're supposed to be. And if you lose it, we all lose it sometimes. The feeling I'm talking about the feeling. If you lose the feeling, well, we all lose it. You just come back to it and know that it's already promised to you because of the original work you did. Don't worry about losing it. How we see the world changes what we see. So see it as easy, see it as done. Feel it as done. And remember the promise given for the work that you have done. We're always manifesting, always living in the end. Right now, we're all living in the end for the work that we did yesterday. We're all living in the result of the work we did just yesterday, the day before yesterday, and earlier than that. If you've done your work, it's already yours. You don't have to worry about losing it or not doing it right or having doubt. Just come back to it. Come back to it. It's right next to you. It's right there, already done. If you feel like you have doubt or worry you're not doing it right or what ifs, why this, why that, if you believe you can't, I invite you to go back and tell yourself that it's already been promised to you. Don't worry about losing the feeling and don't overcomplicate it. You're always doing it perfectly and you already have your end. You're in your state. You're in your chosen state. If you get out of your state, just get back in. You'll know you were in because you knew you were out. You see what I'm saying? You were in, now you're out. You felt like, okay, I'm not in my state. That's okay. Just get back in it. If you feel you lost it, well, go ahead and lose it. Don't worry about it. Just come back to it as soon as possible. Try to stay in it. And revise that you never lost it. Go back and revise that you never lost it, that you always stayed in it. In that state. Things are, we live in a world where things can change our moods, change our feelings, and change our thoughts. We're working on that, right? That's all we're doing is working on it and looking for that end result. Don't worry about it. Revise that you never lost the feeling. Do your revision work. That's revision. And be thankful. Don't feel guilty and don't feel hopeless. You're right on the timeline you're supposed to be. Just tell yourself that it's easy, that it's very natural to live in the end. Tell yourself it's no problem and you're an expert at it. This will help you. Everybody gets messed up. Sometimes. I do too. So we just continue on. Keep working on our big goal. And the feeling. Keep that great feeling. If you didn't keep it all the time, if you can't keep it all the time, it's understandable. We're human. Don't worry about it. Just go back to it as soon as you can. See, I got some stuff written down here. Don't worry about losing the feeling, and don't overcomplicate. You're always doing it perfectly, and you already have your end. You're in the state. If you feel lost the state, well, go ahead and lose it. Don't worry about it. Just come back to it ASAP later on and just revise that you never lost a feeling. Tell yourself that you don't worry. It's very natural. And all things are aligned to help you meet the expectations you want to meet, and that you are living in the end. We have all been on this path for a relatively short time in the big scheme of things, so we're still all learning and getting better at what we do. It's the same as everything else. Practice makes perfect. And you can't mess it up. The promise is already there, so you can't mess it up. The promise is already there. You're doing it perfectly, and it will be done perfectly for you. Assume you have no doubt and no overcomplication. Know you have no doubt, and know you have no overcomplications and no problems doing it. Just keep saying it to yourself and believe it that you can do it. Feel you can do it, know you can do it, and you can do it. Every little bit adds to the next little bit. If you feel you can do it, then you're doing it. You feel like you won't mess it up, and you won't. You won't mess it up. You can't. It's been promised to you. Knowing is a great thing to say, and it's also a great place to be. So be in the knowing. You cannot mess it up unless you believe you can. It's that simple. Believe you can't mess it up, and you won't. And that's pretty much all I have to say today. And I hope everybody's feeling great out there and in here. And I know they are. I know you're feeling great. I know my wife is feeling great. I see her as well, healthy and whole. I see you all as well, healthy and whole. And I'm making myself smile. I see us all as living in the end easily. And I see us all as well, healthy, and whole. And I see us all as free. And it's a pretty good place to end. Thanks for being here. I'll talk to you soon.